Yeah, my name is Sasha Upova. I'm with GIZ, that's Germany's development agency. I have the pleasure of being based in Bangkok, and I serve as the project director for a project we do together with other implementing partners called CASE, Clean, Affordable and Secure Energy for Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia is one of the world's fastest growing regions, economically and in terms of energy demand. How this region chooses to power its transition will shape global emissions, investment flows and supply chains. A successful transition here can unlock regional resilience, attract green finance and set an example for emerging economies worldwide. The choices made now will ripple far beyond this region.
My name is Fabi Tumiwa. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of IESR, Institute for Essential Services Reform, and we are a member of CASE, and I'm leading the CASE project for IESR. Well, the energy situation in Southeast Asia is very much affected by geopolitical tensions, and we see right now there's three key factors in this geopolitical tension. First, of course, competition between US and China, and we know that China is very active in the last few years in supporting building energy infrastructure in the region, including supporting the development of fossil fuels, and that creates kind of a tension because then China influence in Southeast Asia in the energy sectors is getting stronger. What US worried it will affect the geopolitical situation in Southeast Asia. The second, also Russia. We know Russia, after war with Ukraine, there was some sanction, but Russia also a fossil fuel producers, and they want to sell the oil and natural gas to other countries as well. And we know some of the ASEAN countries are actually looking at to buy a cheaper oil and gas, and they also seek to buy that from Russia. But with this sanction, it hampers the effort to that. The other emerging also issue, it's the control over critical minerals. And Southeast Asia, in particular Indonesia, have a rich mineral that could support the energy transition. Who has control to this mineral and build a supply chain affect the energy transition. And we know Southeast Asia are very, very rich. So the competitions also between countries to control the supply chain in the region also affect or shaping our energy transition in the region.
I'm Supawan Salim. I'm the project lead Southeast Asia Energy Policy at Agora Energy Vendor. By working together, ASEAN countries could make better use of the region's diverse energy resources by cross-border trading and also through the ASEAN interconnection. So as a regional level, ASEAN can leverage this benefit of the regional difference and also our proximity to each other as well. And also ASEAN countries could also learn from each other towards the path to energy transition. And the last thing, I think regional collaboration is a strategic foundation for ASEAN countries to have a more secure and reliable power energy future for Southeast Asia.
My name is Dimitri Pesha. I am a Director of Power System Transformation at Agora Energy Vendor think tank based in Berlin, and we are implementer partner of CASE as international think tank. So the world is facing several crises. There is war in Ukraine and Russia. There is a war in the Middle East. There is also, climate effect, and there is also trade friction between China and the US. And all of this is having a strong impact on fossil fuel prices and the question of redefining trade relation between different powers. So I think this is one of the main drivers why the energy security agenda is coming back on the front stage. Now, the energy transition is actually a contribution to mitigate these risks, because if you create local resource, renewable resource, you don't need to import fossil fuels. At the same time, it creates new vulnerabilities because renewable technologies, for example, are currently captured by some countries who are the main manufacturer. So we have to think how to shift from this old system to the new, and in the transition, how new risks may emerge, but also how new solutions could come.
Yeah. Well, this is dialogue. So through this dialogue, we can learn about what other countries doing based on the current situation. I think from this morning, we all heard that every country focusing in two important issues. First, energy securities, and the second, affordabilities in the journey toward decarbonizing of the energy system. Every country already set a target for decarbonize, but right now the focus is ensuring the energy supply is available at the affordable price for the citizen, right? I think we can learn different dynamics. We can also learn through this kind of dialogue how countries react to that. And we should not forget that this is Southeast Asia, this is ASEAN, where we have a very strong energy cooperations, which been more than 2 decades, right? Energy cooperation in one of the key cooperation in Southeast Asia. So we hope through this regional dialogue, we can strengthen ASEAN energy cooperation as well toward decarbonizations and meeting this just energy transition in the region.
I hope that after 2 full days, rich of discussions and exchanges, our guests from all over the place, from Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines and Vietnam, I hope our guests will leave the Regional Energy Transition Dialogue exhausted, but full of knowledge, new ideas and initiatives for how, when they're back home, they will be able to strengthen the energy security in their respective countries. And of course, come back for our next Regional Energy Transition Dialogue, or RETD, organized by CASE next.